Everybody's asking the same question, and the question is, what are the Greys? The deeper you go into UFO encounters, whistleblower testimonies, metaphysical research, hypnosis cases, declassified documents, or any experiencer accounts, it becomes harder to explain them as just aliens from another planet. But the Greys may not just be one species. There's an entire system of them. Different types, different functions, different consciousness levels, different type of agendas. And some of these Greys actually operate like a hive mind does, not fully individual the way that humans are, but more connected with nodes of sharing information instantly across the collective intelligence network. And that's why so many people who encounter Greys describe them as the same exact thing. They don't really speak, the communication is immediate, there's thoughts, images, emotions, downloads of information, commands that come through, and people describe entire concepts entering their mind all at once instead of hearing sentences one word at a time. But this is where that hive mind theory does come in. So some researchers here believe that many of the short Greys are biologically engineered worker beings. They are connected to centralized consciousness systems, almost like drones that are connected to a larger intelligence field. They're the same exact thing. Not robots exactly, but not fully individual either. Something in between. That would explain why they do appear emotionless or synchronized and hyper efficient during these encounters that people have. The classic short Grey is the one that most people recognize. They have a small body, larger head, between 3 to 4 feet tall, thin neck. They have gray skin, huge black almond shaped eyes, and they do have minimal facial expressions. They have a very small mouth, by the way. But even the eyes are more complicated than people realize. Some experiencers are talking about them having black eyes or protective lenses that are covering them. So underneath, some of these Greys actually have pupils and they have irises, and they're more biologically looking like their eye structure is. But others do describe some of these with different skin tones entirely. Some come in gray, white, brown, green shades, blues, deep purples, almost black type beings, and even pearl colored variations. And some report even having red lenses or yellow or gold lenses or some type of pink or violet tone, which suggests that they're using the word Grey to refer to more of the body structure, not the actual species origin itself. And there are several categories of Greys. We have short Greys. Those are often described as more of the worker types. These are beings that are most associated with abduction reports because, again, they work for other races and they're the ones who are doing the implants and the different type of medical procedures. They do genetic sampling, monitoring, and consciousness experiences. So these type of Greys, the short ones, are really task oriented. They're very clinical, also very telepathic, almost machine-like. But many people believe that these bioengineered entities or biological AI are created for specific operations, almost like worker bees. They also have biological Greys as well. They are fully conscious individuals like you and I with independent thoughts, awareness, and they also have an identity, they have a name. Some experiencers say that these Greys feel a lot more present and a lot more intelligent and self-aware than the smaller worker forms. And then we have the taller Greys. These are more authoritative, more advanced, often standing silently in the background. They observe while the worker Greys are performing the procedures. People describe the tall Greys as more of like the supervisors. They also come in a bunch of different colors. A lot of them describe them to be either white or having a very lighter gray skin color. They're a lot taller. Some of them actually have very small like slivers of hair that is on them, and also very telepathic. But they are the ones in charge. And according to a lot of the metaphysical theories, even they may not be the highest intelligence involved with the Grey species, because there are a lot of higher dimensional beings that cannot fully enter dense physical dimensions like Earth directly. So they use the Grey bodies as an interface vessel. They're avatars. This is biological suits basically capable of functioning in lower density realities. meaning the gray in the room may only be a body used but not fully intelligent behind it. There's somebody else controlling it. Gray encounters do not behave like normal physical experiencers. People describe a lot of time that is missing. There's frozen movement, almost like a sleep paralysis that is involved. There's an electronic interference with these. There's also telepathic communication, memory suppression. So the majority of the human population that has been in these abduction cases, whether it be cabal related or alien agenda related, they wipe their memories. But a lot of the majority of the population has been involved in abductions and they have no clue. So that's why tapping into this information slowly to get people acclimated that they may have been one of these people that have been secretly abducted. But there's also screen memories around these abduction experiences and altered states of consciousness. Sometimes people feel like it's more technological, or sometimes it's more psychological, sometimes more spiritual experiences, sometimes interdimensional. They can physically abduct you, or they can take out your energy body, so you can come out of body and still get downloads and upgrades on the ships. They can do it so many different ways. But many experiencers say that the Greys here are capable of directly interacting with consciousness itself. They can tap into that. So they can manipulate your perception. They can block your memories. They can project thoughts out into the world. They can create emotional suppression and even influence what someone thinks that they are actually seeing, which is why the Greys operate in both the physical and the non-physical mechanisms simultaneously. Now, when you start connecting this to the whistleblower stories, things get even more complicated. For decades, there have been claims that are involving these underground bases, craft retrieval programs, genetic experimentation, alien hybrid breeding programs, secret military cooperation, and then non-human technological exchange, which means they made agreements with other alien species that allow them to abduct certain humans based off of genetics in exchange for technology. Some say that the Greys are here underneath the earth. Some say that they are beneath our oceans in bases. Some say that they are on the moon and on Mars. All of these are correct, by the way. And some actually live on their ships in the skies. But these stories repeat for decades, different countries, different experiences, but still the strange, similar details accounted with all of them. But there's a consciousness aspect to all of this. Greys are highly technologically evolved beings, and they have lost a part of their emotional and spiritual development over time. The Greys became so dependent on their intelligence, on cloning, on technological evolution, that they lost their genetic diversity and the emotional range that comes with it, which is why they became so deeply interested in humanity and time traveled back here, because humans possess something that they may not fully have anymore, which is emotional complexity, individuality, creative consciousness, and soul-based experience. And that's why so many encounter stories here revolve around genetics and hybridization. It's not a conquest, it's evolution. The Greys sit at the intersection of AI, consciousness, genetics, telepathy, interdimensional reality, hidden technology, non-human intelligence, and possibly that humanity is not alone and never has been. The biggest question isn't what are the Greys? The question is who or what is operating through them. I'm Sarah Starr, your galactic guide. If you want to learn more about who you are, your mission here on Earth, head over to my website.